Down Home Up Close is brought to you by...
Sometimes life brings us challenges, and when attorney Ron Johnson goes to work every day, he's ready to fight for you. Ron Johnson represents clients in personal injury and wrongful death cases, provides mediation in matters such as wills and real estate transactions, and assists with Social Security disability. His goal is to serve his community and help his clients navigate complicated systems to access the benefits and fair treatment they are entitled to by law. He'll make sure you understand your rights and responsibilities and won't leave you behind to fend for yourself. Ron Johnson's office is local, and he is accessible to work with you personally, whether face-to-face, by phone, or video conference. Let his 53 years of experience help guide you to peace of mind and the best possible outcome in your case. Your first consultation is free. Charges for Social Security disability services are subject to approval by the Social Security Administration. Call the Law Office of Ron B. Johnson at 972-938-7163 or visit www.lawofficeofronjohnson.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hi, I'm Becky Lynn. We're not in Becky's kitchen today. We're in Pat French Smith's kitchen, the expert cook of Waxahachie, and we're joined by her grandson, Fabian. And Pat gives cooking classes and teaches her grandchildren how to cook, and I want to learn her secrets. So I'm going to turn it over to Pat and Fabian, and I'm just auditing this course today. Take it away.
Becky, you're so funny. This is my grandson, Fabian. Hello. He was hurt in a terrible car accident this summer, and so he's still doing homeschool and improving every day. So I said, oh, this is perfect time to put him on the spot. I can gripe at him, make him do stuff, and he will. So like she said, I'm Pat French. Pat Smith. Live here in Waxahachie, and I'm the Tuscan Texan. My daddy was from Waxahachie, married my mama in 1945 in Florence, Italy, which is Tuscany. Moved here. She spoke no word of English, but boy, she could cook. So that's how my cooking is. I do like she did. It's not recipes, really. It's just trial and error over time. You just figure it out and you know what to do. So we're going to do 11-layer lasagna today, which is all our favorite. And used to just save it for special occasions because it's time consuming to do it. It takes a half a day to make the sauce, another half a day to assemble it and all that. So used to we would do it the day before because you having a dinner party that night, you're not going to spend all day doing that. So over time I figured out to cut it even shorter, even easier. I make 5 or 10 pounds of spaghetti sauce, meat sauce at a time, put it in the freezer, so my sauce is done. It's good to go. That's what we'll use today. I don't have to do it today. It's already fixed. And then the filling, that's real easy to do. And my favorite new thing, and y'all know this already, I'm just slow to catch on the train, is the oven-ready lasagna. Oh my gosh, you don't have to boil the noodles. That's the part I hated the worst, was boiling the noodles. It took forever, it's hot. I didn't like that. But I was hesitant to try doing that because it's a lot of expense in a pan of lasagna, the meat sauce and 4 cheeses and all that. And if y'all ruined it, I was going to be upset. But you know what? It works great. You don't even have to buy the oven ready. You just use the regular lasagna. You just don't boil it beforehand.
Oh,
so
that's good to know.
That's brilliant. Yeah. It costs the same. It doesn't matter. So let me look at my notes here so I don't forget to tell you something because I get to talking. And that's how I go. That's what happens. So now lasagna is one of my go-to meals. You can make the whole thing and freeze it without baking it, or you can do it that evening when you come in from work and you're good to go. One of my funniest stories is when I was teaching school in Lancaster for 110 years, it seemed like, my kids came in one night and I had made lasagna, but I had used ragu sauce. I thought, well, I'll just add some meat to it and add my spices, and they won't know. It'll be fine. It'll be excellent, because I was exhausted. So both of them, Jessica, your mama, and Dad, will sit down to dinner, and they taste the lasagna, and they look at each other, and they go, Mama, I said, what? The lasagna's bad. Do you think we should eat it? I said, no. Is there something wrong with it? No, there's nothing wrong, kids. They knew. They could tell it was the ragu sauce and that I had fixed. They ate it, but they could tell the difference. If you're in a pinch, you'll use the ragu, but why would you? It's always sweet to add too much sugar. So another day we'll do maybe a cooking lesson on spaghetti sauce. How about that? Okay, that'll work. All right, Fabian, let's go ahead and start assembling ingredients here. Now, I'm real bad about measurements. That's why I'm not a baker, because I don't like to measure. I like to just throw it in there. So we've got gloves on. We washed our hands already. We're good to go. You're going to put all of, okay, cottage cheese for the filling, not ricotta. When my mama came to Waxahachie, Texas in 1945, there was no ricotta. They didn't have a clue what that was. So she always used, go ahead and start dumping it in there. She always used cottage cheese. It's so much better, or maybe that's just what we grew up knowing and eating. It's not grainy, it's not sweet, it's not chalky. You know how ricotta is. That's why our daughter won't order lasagna at an Italian restaurant, because she hates that kind of cheese. I kind of do too.
Yeah.
But I will eat it. But the cottage is better. It's moisture.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if I get the small curd, just because I think it will melt better. But
Is it low fat or
you can get low fat
Yeah.
if you're trying to, get all of it. We're not going to waste a single curd. You can use low fat if you're really trying to watch it, but you're eating lasagna.
Yeah, really.
So
That's an oxymoron.
that's usually not much of a worry. So he's going to put that in, then I'll tell you what other ingredients go in. This is a pound, and this is, because I used half of it, this is 2 pounds of cottage cheese. If I'm doing a big pan, I'll try to give you measurements on that, but it's not going to be exact. It's just going to be from doing it over time and realizing what it needs to be. I'm going to make a bunch because I'm making just this small one for y'all to see what it'll look like, but then I'm making some other little ones to take around to people that need a little bit of comfort food. This is what I call comfort food, and this is why I keep pasta sauce, meat pasta, in the freezer, because you come home, you had a tragedy, you got to eat something that makes you happy. That's what it is. And it's real easy. You boil the pasta, you put the sauce, we're good to go. All right, Becky, we're going to make you work.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. All right, to that, we're going to add, I don't always do this, but we're going to put spinach in this one today because I'm taking it to some sick people and they need all the ingredients of goodness they can get. So, Fabian, put all that. This is just frozen. Defrosted it last night and have it get all the moisture off that you can, because you don't want it to be soupy for sure. So that's one package. You could put 2 packages. You just do it how you want it. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing. It's going to be green in there anyway. But the one I made for y'all to look at does not have spinach in it, but I really like it. Here, you're going to put all these 3 eggs. Let's see how your breaking skills are. No, do one at a time, don't you think? And then you put the egg that you open in there and then put the shell in here. I haven't let you talk at all. Tell them how you're feeling these days.
I'm feeling better. It's been about 4 months since it.
About 2 months, isn't it?
Yes, 2 months.
Seems like 4, huh?
Yes. It's been I'm getting better every day. There's something about me that changes and gets better every single day, and people can tell. And people have always told me that I've come a long way. It's just very good.
That is
and
good.
I feel good today.
Yes, we like that.
I get food.
That's always a good thing. All right. Any Italian dish that you put spinach in, you need to use nutmeg. It complements it. People won't taste it and go, oh, it tastes like pumpkin pie. It's not like that. It just complements and it does very little. I mean, it adds very little, but it's in the background and you feel it. I'm going to do this, Fabian, because it's really easy to put too much. Don't buy the pre-stuff. Get it so
Yeah,
you do it
don't
yourself.
buy the powdered stuff.
In fact, don't buy any powdered stuff if you can help it. It makes a big difference.
It does.
Oh my gosh, it smells good. I'm making a lot, so I really have to, I want to be able to watch. That's it, and that's probably too much. But anyway, it smells good. Doesn't it smell good?
I can smell it.
I love that. So go ahead and start stirring. No spinach, then you don't need to put the nutmeg. All right, we're going to put salt and pepper. More salt than pepper because we didn't boil the noodles, so they didn't absorb salt in the boiling water, so you have to really be generous. Don't you love this? Bought that in Italy. My daughter gave it to me. This is a tablespoon. This is a teaspoon. I didn't know that for a long time. I just thought, oh, it's just cute. Then it dawned on me, it's a measure. So I'm going to put a lot of pepper because I like it. That was a tablespoon for 3 pounds. And does it show? If it doesn't show, and put a little bit more.
Well,
I'll put another.
That's a good.
Yeah, I like to see it on there. For the salt, I have to be more careful because the cottage cheese is salty, the mozzarella is really salty. The sauce has salt. So probably a scant tablespoon. If that's not enough, they can go ahead and put a little bit more. Put it at the table.
Yeah, that's right.
On their own plate.
But I have take it out once it's in.
You can't. It's too bad. You've just ruined it. Looking at my notes here so I don't forget to tell you stuff. Get to talking too much. We will make the sauce another day, Becky, if you want to.
I would like that.
Or we could do 2 or 3 different kind of sauces because,
I'm
it doesn't
sitting next to it right now.
doesn't take long to do that. While you're doing that, Fabian, I'm going to talk about the noodles. It's hard to measure how much people will eat because you're going to eat different than I'm going to eat different than Jackson's going to eat because it's going to be big. Generally speaking, a person will eat a noodle and a half worth of pasta, of stuff, if you think about it like that. So, like, this is what I normally make my lasagna in because it takes 6 noodles. It's going to be 3 layers of noodles, so that's 18 noodles. Very generous. This pan does 12 servings, but you're probably not going to eat half of a noodle worth of lasagna. I know they give you more at the restaurant, but you don't eat it, do you? You take it home for the next day. So a pan like this with 6 noodles, that could serve 12 hungry men because they're going to eat a half of that 3 layers up, or a third would be more normal for ladies.
Right.
So you could feed 18 kind of, or 16 maybe really. But this is what I normally, but that's not what we're doing today because this is too much. Today, we're going to do this smaller pan. I'm going to have somebody, I said, y'all want to come tonight, a friend of ours, and eat Fabian's concoction? Yes. Yes, we do. So get your noodles. I like the ones with the curls, but they don't have to. Figure out your system. Like, these aren't supposed to touch. So I think I'm going to do 3 this way. You don't want the noodles to overlap. If you get it where it's separated like that, then it will stay separated when it comes out, and you have a perfect little squares with the little ruffles on the top. And then you don't have to cut it. You just make a cut across. So if we're going to eat big, I would cut this in half, serve 3 over here, 3 over here. This will serve 6 people. Okay. If you wanted to serve little, I don't know. It's pretty little. It's much smaller than that pan. We're going to go with that. So on ingredients, for sure, you're going to spread. You know what? I need you grating cheese. You can stop stirring, Fabian. I'm sorry, I'm disorganized. It's okay to use, what is this? Kroger Parmesan in the can. In the dish, it's okay. But on the top and at the end, don't use that. It's salty, it's cardboardy. Use the real stuff. If you possibly can buy the real Parmesan Reggiano, we buy this one at Eatsy's because it's $10 a pound. And not to slam H-E-B, but theirs is $18 a pound. So we don't get theirs. Not Marco, but somebody, Daniel, my son, gave me this. This is Grana Padano. It's a different kind. It's saltier, and you can get it around here. It was $14 a pound. So if you can splurge, just get enough at the top. You use that when you pass it around the table afterwards. Very elegant, very fancy. Let me get something for you. Don't look at my pantry. You'll be cursed. All right, I'm going to get you to grate this whole block. This is a Grana Padano. And
do you save the rinds?
They say to do that, and I have a bag full of rinds in the refrigerator. I just don't ever use them. If I think about it, I'll throw it in the soup. But
yeah, that's what
this is called a plain. It'll make little bitty small pieces of, there you go. What I would do, Fabian, is hold it down like this. Then you've got something to sturdy. There you go. There you go. We'll need a bunch of it. Oh, look how much faster it's going.
Yeah.
He's an excellent grater. So we're going to start layering. For sure, you will put, spray your pan. Y'all have all made lasagna already. You know how to do it.
I told you I don't because I don't like the way I do it. So I just
Well, this
somebody
is
like you to make it.
going to be so easy. I'm going to put the mozzarella in there. Hard to say. I'm going to eyeball it. I usually think about a half a cup, which is about half a handful per person. If you think about it, you want that much lasagna in your, that much cheese in your square. So I'm going to make enough for about 10 people. I need about 5 cups of cheese. If that seems too much, because that was a half, so this is about 1.5. That's 2, 3, 4. It's not exactly half mozzarella to the other cheese, but thereabouts, and it won't ever be too much. Nobody will ever say, "Oh my God, how much mozzarella did you put in there?" They might say, "Oh my God, where's my mozzarella? I didn't get enough." Are you getting tired, Fabian?
No.
Gosh, that is good occupational therapy for you. He's going to do occupational therapy to get strong again. And you just needed to come here and grate cheese. Tell them what apron and hat you're wearing today, Fabian, and why.
I am wearing a Seattle Seahawks apron and hat. Reason being because I love the Seattle Seahawks. I know we're not doing so good this year, but always got to stick with them.
Are you praying for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Praying for Wilson's return and Geno Smith get out of here.
Well, maybe that's politically incorrect, but we pray around here.
Yes.
And this town prays. I cannot tell you how wonderful people in Waxahachie have been to Fabian since his accident. Prayers and letters of support, and we feel it. We just absolutely feel it, and look how good he's doing. So we're pleased. Okay, can you see the texture of what this looks like? It's not solid green. You could have put another spinach in there, but sometimes the kids go, "What's that green stuff?" And it's not liquidy. It's pretty dense, and it needs to be a little bit more. Mine's probably half and half mozzarella with the cottage cheese, so I'm kind of heavy on the mozzarella, but it'll be okay. We will love it. Mozzarella you can buy already shredded. They say don't try to do your own. Nobody's going to do that.
Yeah, 'cause it's, how do you shred it? It's so soft.
They have them with bigger holes,
Yeah.
and you can do it like that. You can do it in the. But why would you?
I shred my fingers.
Like people always used to ask Mama, "Are you? Do you make your own pasta?" No, we don't make our own pasta. Nobody has done that since the 1200s. We buy it already done. It's good to go. It takes longer to boil it, but that's okay.
But your grandma probably made hers.
Probably had to.
Yeah.
They were thrilled when they start making it for you, and I think in the last century. We forgot to put the cheese in there, so Fabian will let you do it, and we're wearing our gloves. I really love that. So just by handfuls, put about half of it in there and stir it around because it's going to go everywhere. I didn't get a big enough bowl for us. All right, while we're doing this, let me tell you about the sauce, which we're going to learn to make another day. But if you're using the no-boil lasagna noodles, they're dry. So you have to allow a half a cup water or cream. I don't use cream or milk to every 5 noodles. Half a cup of liquid to every 5 noodles because it's going to absorb it while it's baking. And that's why you don't want them to overlap because each one of these is going to get wider and thicker and bigger. So I'm going to put 9 noodles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm putting 9 noodles in this pan. So Fabian, Mr. Math Wizard, how much water do I need? If I need 1/2 cup per 5 noodles, and I'm putting 9 noodles.
Third.
We did not pre-rehearse this, can you tell? Okay, 9 noodles is nearly 10. Let's just say 10 noodles. So if you need 1/2 cup per 5,
so
1 cup of water. So we're going to add 1 cup of water to that sauce. Okay. I'm going to add a little more because I'm really not just making this pan. That sauce is going to do 1 pan and another little one for another lady. So I'm going to put maybe 1.5 cups of water just to be safe. And that's something you actually do have to measure and do. You know, I told you I don't bake because I don't have to measure. So it makes your sauce look really soupy and sad, but it's going to be okay. Those noodles are going to suck it up, and it'll be good. Used to when we boil the noodles, you had thick, you know, your thick, nice sauce that went in it. That's good, Fabian. You did really well. Okay, I'm going to do this, and then you're going to help do the spreading. Let's go ahead and put a little bit more. Go ahead and stir that in, and then we're good. All right, I'm over your head. Try that one. So we've sprayed the pan. Have to spray the pan. Then we always put sauce in the bottom. In this case, it's going to be liquid. Look how liquidy this is. It's not going to stay like that. Those noodles are going to suck up all that liquid. So you put a layer, this is layer number 1, in the bottom of your pan, just because your noodles are going to lay on that, and you don't want them to get all stuck. Then we put 3. These is a little bit long, so I'm going to break it off a little bit. It's okay if the bottom ones end up ugly. We're going to save that we get really good ones for the top. And these little gibbles that are left over, I'm going to make a little pan for somebody that doesn't care if it's lasagna, beautiful stripes. They just want the taste. So now it worked in good. Can you see? Can y'all see down in there? Okay. Fabian, now we're going to put this stuff. And thank goodness we have the gloves on, because look how easy this is. We're going to get it. We're going to be pretty generous. You're going to do this part up and down. I'll do 2 of them, and you do that 3rd one. Get like a handful per noodle thereabout. And just spread it along. Clumps are fine. Clumps don't matter. This one got chinched. I'm going to put a little bit more. And you don't have to spread it too much, really. Just get it on there. Okay? Then we just do it again. Here we go. We'll put another layer of sauce. So how many layers do we have? 1, 2, 3. So we put sauce again. You can go ahead and start with the noodly part. It's real liquidy. It's exactly what we need it to be. It does not look right because that's not how we did it forever and ever. Let me get you a plate to put the leftovers. The little broken pieces. We're not going to waste them. I'm trying to see if there's anything I've forgotten to tell you. We're going to cook it at 350 for 1 hour. If you freeze it, which when we get through, you could freeze this and then just pull it out for an emergency dinner. Always have emergency dinners. Let it defrost if you can. If you don't have time for it to defrost overnight, then just cook it 1.5 hours probably. If it's frozen through it, maybe more, but you'll just have to check it and look at it. After it cooks, you're going to let it rest 15 minutes. The one I have in the oven's probably needing to rest because it'll finish absorbing and it'll calm down. It won't be all bubbly, but you can't wait longer than 15 minutes. I know you can't. We're just going to have to go ahead and eat it while you're doing that. Okay.
And this is a dish you can't really taste before it's cooked.
You can't
it's
taste
crunchy,
before.
Too crunchy.
It's too crunchy. Of course, you know, we don't fight, but different ones like the crusty parts on the end. That's me. I like the crispy. Other ones want the soft inside. So let me get the one out that we already did, and we'll check it and see. Does it? Oh my gosh, it smells good. I'm thinking it's good to go. Can y'all smell it?
I've been smelling that one because I was standing
Can you
over there.
see? Can you see from there? I'll bring it down there. Oh, it's steaming. Oh my gosh. Yeah, baby. I'll bring it to you. Can you see it? I'll use 2 rows, 3 noodles each. So this is going to serve, it's really going to serve 4 people because they're going to be hungry. You're taking this one home. But it could legitimately serve 6.
Okay.
If you have salad and bread and ice cream for dessert and all that. Now we're going to put more. This one doesn't have spinach. This one's cooked a little bit too long. You see, there's no liquidy left. So, and because it's a small pan, probably should have cooked at 45, but we're going to eat it no matter what. Every dish comes out different. That doesn't bother me. I'll just let it sit and rest. Keep going, Fabian, you're good. Rhett, you want sauce first? No, okay, you're good, you're good. We got a lot of this stuff left. I'm going to have to cook some more noodles and make some more other stuff, I think. And you can be generous. I can't keep my hands out of it. Do you notice that? You're doing an excellent job, but I want to do it. Like I say, my mother didn't use recipes. She didn't speak English, for one thing. When she got here, she wouldn't have been able to read the recipes, but
She just went for it.
she just went for it. And she wasn't a good cook at first, Daddy said. She just learned. She kept writing home and saying, how do you do this? How do you do that? And they would, of course, tell her and explain to her. If any of you are interested in taking cooking lessons with me, it's mostly Italian, but we can tackle other stuff if you want to. And just message me or call me or contact the newspaper maybe, the beautiful Waxahachie Sun, and we'll fix it up. It's cooking lessons, but I was telling them before, usually they just stand there and watch me cook, and then we eat it. So, but I do give them the recipes, they take the recipes home and all that. And it's not just women. I have a lot of lady groups that come like for their annual Christmas party or somebody's birthday party, and 4 or 6 ladies come and we cook and do. And then couples come. The men like to cook. The men want to chop. They want to get their hands in it and do stuff. So I like that. That's pretty darn good. Excellent, Fabian. Excellent, excellent. Who knew you could do that? All right, I'm looking at my notes one last time. Oh, one thing I do want to tell you, and Becky knows this, any dish you make, not just this, but any of it, is going to be as good as your cheapest, worst ingredient. So if you're using only this cheese, and it's not bad, it's just not the best, then it's only going to be that good. If you use other recipes, you're using the pre-grated spices and all that, it'll be good, but it's just not as good as the fresh.
Or ragu.
The ragu. And
That's just for if you've tasted the real stuff. If you haven't, they probably think ragu is good.
Real Italian from Italy is not like we eat in America.
No.
We've been conditioned to have sugar, so we want sugar in our sauces. Ragu, any of those that you buy, they are loaded with sugar or glucose? What's that other stuff? Corn syrup.
Yeah.
They put corn syrup because we just like it to be sweet. Mama never did that. She never put even sugar in the recipes. She would put carrots, put a whole carrot, and that added all the sweetness you needed. Yeah. And the kids fight over who gets the carrot because I leave it whole. It's fun to see it in the sauce. So as you can see, this is truly, truly soupy. And I put a little more. That one probably could have used more sauce, but I was stingy worrying that I wouldn't have enough for this one. So we know we have enough. And you're going to now would be the time. You could use this stuff. Let's use it to finish it up. And I do it long ways to match the row because you want it to, you want your rows to still be delineated. We put a lot, it's going to crush. You're going to bake it with the foil on it. Spray your foil underneath so it doesn't stick. And then 350 an hour is what you're shooting for. An hour was too much for that half a pan. An hour will be perfect for this one this evening when I fix it. And then we'll put out of the oven for 15 minutes. Let me get this one out of the way, and we're ready to look at this one, Fabian. Are you going to be the guinea pig to try it?
Yes.
That's what I figured. I figured as much. Let me get a plate real quick.
When I'm doing lasagna, I always have problems getting all the layers, like I'm running short of something and I have too much of something else, and sometimes when I get to the top layer, there's very little left.
All right, let's clear all this stuff out. It's been fun having y'all here today. I haven't been doing lessons very much, and I miss it.
It's nice to know that. I think that is a wonderful idea to have. It's just a fun thing to do for a night out.
It is a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
This is still hot. Hot pads? There we go. All right, let's see how this came out. And you can be honest, Fabian. We're always honest. If it's awful, if it's dry, if it's soupy, if it's blah, blah, whatever it is, because that's how we learn, and the next time we don't do it that way. Look at this, how perfect for a lasagna. You can just use your egg turner, but golly, this is big.
So something that I just learned today was to keep it the curly side out. I never thought about that, but if you
Well, this one was curly on both sides.
Yeah. Yes.
You can, what I have done before, and y'all have seen this too, boil the noodles, but then put your filling in it and roll it like a roll.
Yeah.
And put it, oh, that is so pretty. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little bit, right? Not a whole serving? Okay, let's do a whole serving. I can tell from the face.
It's almost lunchtime.
So you see, it's going to come out, hopefully.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. Now, in the restaurants, they give you a ladle of sauce around it, and you don't need that. You don't need it, do you? Look at that.
Well, the last lasagna I ordered had a ladle of grease.
Yeah, that's the danger. Now, this pan, see, wasn't very thick, and I'm not sure I did 3 layers. Yeah, I did. I did 3 layers. Oh, and that's the other thing. Be sure you're using a deep enough pan. You cannot use that 13 by 9 cake pan. It's going to come to the top, it's going to spill out, and then you have a big old nasty oven like mine is right now. Let me get you a fork. Be sure you have a deeper, better pan. Metal works good. I prefer the metal, but the ceramic's okay. All right, if we were doing this as a family dinner, at this point we would have this cheese in my mama's that she brought from Italy, little cheese bowl. It would be in there, you'd pass it around, and it has a little spoon, and you get your own. So I'm putting it like this for you. Is that enough? Yes. I'll just take it off. It's never too much. All right, let me see you. It's going to be hot. Is it steaming?
Yeah,
it's steaming.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful.
Hot.
While he's considering, look at these Deruta plates. It tastes better on Deruta plates.
I have one of those.
You need to. Deruta is a city in Tuscany where they have made pottery. These patterns are from the 1400s. And they have different patterns. They mix and match. They're real expensive because they're all painted by hand. I'm sorry, but Jessica already claimed when I die, Jessica gets the Deruta plates. You'll have to pick something else. But it really is gorgeous. Look, you don't have to have anything else on the plate. You're going beyond the tasting now. So how was it?
It is good.
Needed more sauce?
Just a little bit, yes.
You can tell.
Yes.
Doesn't have enough sauce.
No,
But the cheesy part?
good.
Cheesy part was right. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Perfect.
thank you, Becky,
Thank
for
you.
letting us do this. You know I like to
Thank
talk.
you. And I was thinking, your classes. So I have a lot of friends who don't cook, but I still think, especially if they can just stand over here and watch you cook and then they get to eat it.
When you see it,
Win-win.
well, it is a win-win. They can do it if they're wanting to cook. And I've also had, and I like this a lot, newlyweds or somebody would get people that are fixing to marry, have 2 couples fixed to come and maybe not learn that, but basic. And that's what I did with the cooking lesson for the 3 grandkids. Not recipes. Anybody can read a recipe. You need to know what sauteing means. You need to know what chopping means. You need to know what stirring means. And that's what he's learned the most over this year. And it's not necessarily Italian food. We try to do simple, every kind of food. So when you're on your own, you can fry an egg. You can make a hamburger and not wonder, well, why is it raw inside and it's all burnt on the outside? What happened? That comes from experience, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
10,000 hours.
And you can't even tell, everything, all this stuff to somebody. So thank you, Fabian, for your expert help.
thank you.
I don't put lipstick on you.
We are so happy that you let us come into your kitchen and show everybody how to make your fabulous lasagna. And yes, we'll be back to learn how
Let's
to
do sauce.
sauce.
We'll do that another
All
day.
right. Well,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you very
And we'll
much.
see
Thank you.
Next time on Becky's Kitchen.
Hope so.